felt like I was going to die. There's no specific timeline. How you leave someone says a lot about you. Crawling up the stairs, unable to eat, my hair's literally falling out. A relationship has ended and you're like, okay, now I am single and I didn't intend on being single, and it can be a whole mess. I thought I'd make this video because I personally have been through that kind of heartbreak that feels like a stab in the chest, a twist, and you get the literal chest pains. I remember crawling up the stairs of my house because I could not physically stand from the pain of being broken up with and dealing with heartache, heartbreak. It was a lot, it was very heavy, and bearing in mind that me and my ex were together for like 10 years, it was just like, what? It also was somewhat of a blindsided breakup. I really did not see it coming to that extent. There wasn't really a conversation of like, hey, I'm unhappy, I want to work on this, I'm feeling this type of way, and that's a whole lot. I just want to talk about overcoming heartbreak and dealing with those challenges, because it can be something that turns your life upside down. I know TikTok has kind of coined the saying canon events, which is like massive events that happen. And they usually happen towards the end of the year, which funny enough, my breakup literally was in the month of October. So October, November, December is usually a period for canon events, which can be, as they sound. Breakups suck. No one wants to go through them. Some are harder than others. Some can be amicable, yeah, we're both just not feeling each other, things have fizzled out. And to be honest, as much as I'm a lover girl, now who be texting me? As much as I am a lover girl, I am a realist at heart as well. I know, it's a real mixture. I like that though. But for me, relationships do end. And I'm aware of that. But the lover girl in me, I love being in love. I love having a partner. I love being able to build something with somebody, an empire, a life, connection, a soulmate. I love it, I really do. But I thought with my previous relationship that if things were to end, it would be a bit more amicable, a bit more like, okay, we're aligned, this just isn't working, we're outgrowing each other, whatever it may be. But that was just very much not the case. It felt extremely one-sided. He was not trying to build any form of resolution at all, and it felt like I was just practically being abandoned. So when I talk about heartbreak, it's obviously going to come from my perspective, but at the same time, heartbreak is difficult no matter what. Whether you were together for a year, whether you were deeply connected, or maybe you're just having a little situationship and it's ending. When things end, it is hard. It is hard regardless. But from the attachment I had with my ex for 10 years, you best believe it took me a good 2 years to fully heal and just feel like, okay, I'm done with that, it's parked. The resentment, the sadness, the anger, whatever it is, those heavy emotions have really lifted. And I've been able to be like, right, well, now on to the next chapter. I'm now ready to live my life. A lot of that is not just simply through the heartbreak itself. It's through the treatment that I received, the gaslighting. The gaslighting I received is insane. Also the villain, making me the villain within the story, or a smear campaign. Things that I just would never have thought my partner at the time would have been able to do. Very much did, very successfully, and losing an asset, losing a home, not being able to just go to that place anymore, that safe space that you've created is just, feels like it's just stripped from you. But hey ho, that's not going to apply to everyone. The point is, I finally felt comfortable to make this video because it's not so deeply embedded in me anymore. Like, I very much have healed from that breakup, moved on, there's no contact, I don't care if I never see that man in my life ever again. Like, I really am just in my new era, living my new life, and I have been this entire time. If anything, through therapy, I've been in therapy for more than a year. Within that time, I've seen myself develop more compassion towards my ex and the struggles that he might have had that led him down a route of treating me like utter shit, I guess we could say. But no, in all seriousness, to him not being able to be the person I needed in ways. Breakups have been and always will be difficult. I'm not here with a step-by-step guide. I didn't script this video. I didn't sit with ChatGPT and how can someone overcome a breakup. I'm just going to speak from the heart. I know, I'm going to be cliche, because honestly, the strength you have, you don't know until you are pushed to that limit of, okay, yeah, I'm a strong, resilient queen. The pain I felt and the weight I lost, in weeks from just physically not wanting to eat. I didn't understand it, but that is a thing. Like, you know, people are heartbroken or lovesick and they just cannot eat. They just can't eat. And it's the fact that your body is in such a stressed state that it doesn't prioritize fuel. It's prioritizing you just being like alert and awake, and all of the hormones that are going on, and it is just a fucked up time. Like I said, crawling up the stairs, unable to eat, my hair's literally falling out. I just wanted the pain to end because it felt like I was going to die. Literally, chest pains. I didn't know that heartbroken syndrome is an actual thing. You can literally die from heartbreak. And I just felt like making this video for anyone going through a heartbreak, that it does get better. And I think what we're really dealing with is an attachment. That attachment of something that felt safe, that felt, hopefully it was a healthy relationship. It can also apply to more toxic relationships, but someone that you depended on in terms of safety, support, emotional support, physical support maybe, to have that stripped and pulled if you've been dumped can feel very, very confusing and jarring, because we're talking about an attachment, and you then have this detachment period of being able to remove yourself from being with them and being independent fully, like just fully on your own. That's a really hard time. And no one's gonna, I can't sit here and sugarcoat that for you and say, oh, it's gonna be a breeze, you get to be single, you get to go and live your life and figure things out for yourself. Yes, there's positives and negatives to every situation, but being heartbroken and just feeling lost without that person is heavy shit. Having the realization that all those memories you shared, the inside jokes, the things that only you two did, and the special connection that you had is gone. It's deep as hell. It's so deep. And I think I fully had to figure out who I was as a person. Now, I'm saying that despite the fact that I did not live in my ex's pocket, we were not joined at the hips, but we definitely spent a hell of a lot of time together. 10 years, that's a decade with someone, growing with someone. Graduations, passing our driving tests, getting our first cars, buying a house together, getting our first jobs, getting our first promotions, our first holidays together. So many firsts that it's insane to live a life where you are completely removed from that person's life. And of course, no contact is through choice, but it's a lot of the time what's needed in order to heal and to have your own space and to process everything that's gone on. Because the moment I was dumped, it was honestly like, well, you don't want me in your life, so you're not going to have me in your life by any means. And I guess there's some sort of stubbornness for me within that, the fact that you think you can just abandon me, you don't want to talk through any issues, you don't want to come to any kind of resolution, then you will, that's it. You will never be in my life again. Everybody's different and everyone copes with it in different ways. Some people might reach out to their ex and want to reconnect. Some people might not. Some people are the ones doing the dumping, but they know it's for the best of the relationship. But how you leave someone says a lot about you as a person and what you need to work on. Because I personally know I would never in a million years leave someone the way that my ex left me. I wouldn't. I don't have it in me. And it was just so cold and heartless and also jarring, because then 1 minute he'd be nice, 1 minute he's not. We're talking like a real avoidant discard, a real shutdown. And I couldn't because I want to talk through my issues. I want to have those uncomfortable conversations. But thanks to my ex and thanks to that situation, I'm now a better person, and I know that the next person I, get into a relationship with, I'm going to be able to communicate so much better. I've learned so much from my previous experiences of being in a relationship and the troubles we had or the good times we had, and also from going through that breakup and what I learned about myself and my character development. Getting over a breakup, in a nutshell, is about understanding who you are and what you want and what your values are. The thing I wasn't expecting is when it comes to healing from a heartbreak, I really thought, I don't know what my expectations were, but the realization is one day it just shifted. Things just start to shift, and when something's so gradual that you don't really see it because it's just slowly changing. One day I just was like, oh, I'm actually okay with that. I don't hold this hatred towards him, or I don't feel like that is a thought I have every day of how much someone hurt me. Now it's once a week, now it's once a month, now I don't really think about it. Now when I talk about it, I can talk about it without heated emotion. I'm able to talk about it from the standpoint of, it's in the past, this is what happened, here's a kind of an overview of what went down and how I felt, and you move on. And I think within that time I realised that relationship wasn't all that I thought it was. And often that can be the case for a lot of people. Once they're removed from the relationship, whether you're the dumper or the dumpee, you realise it wasn't all that. Especially as a dumpee, actually, because you're like, wow, they actually kind of saved me, because I would have stayed in that. I was okay. I thought this was going good. For me, I think the realisation that there's other people out there that might actually be more suited to me, it comes later down the line, because that's not what I was thinking the moment I was broken up with. A month later, even a year later, I wasn't necessarily thinking that. But I think through meeting people and having experiences, I'm like, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a period where you kind of compare people to your ex. And I really value like fitness, for example. And my ex was not into that at all. And I would now be looking for that as part of a partner. Like, that's kind of a non-negotiable. I want someone that goes to the gym, works out, takes care of themselves, because I do too, and I value that in someone else and in myself. There's a lot to talk about within heartbreak and overcoming heartbreak and dealing with breakups. Breakups suck, and if you're going through a breakup right now, you will come out the other side and you will realise that person wasn't everything you thought they were, and that's okay. You're allowed to enjoy people for who they are within that time. Like, I needed my ex within that time. He was a big part of my life, and I can't just erase someone from my life. It doesn't warrant the way that I was treated and how I was spoken to. Honestly, it doesn't, and nothing ever will. But the fact is, I wouldn't have been with someone that was an asshole for that length of time of 10 years. He had great qualities and great traits that I really admired, but the fact is, it shouldn't have ended like that, and I hope that's a lesson learned for him moving forward, that you don't end relationships like that. You don't even end friendships like that. You just don't do that to people. But what I will say is, with time, it does heal. I know I'm being cliche, but I'm allowed to be, because it's my YouTube channel. Honestly, one of the most healing things you can do is talk about it. Talk about it as much as you need, to whoever you need, whether you want to run, whether you want to bring it up again. If you were attached to someone on a deeper level, spiritually, sexually, intimately, emotionally, that is going to affect you, and you are going to want to talk about it. So don't hold yourself back and feel like, well, I can't speak about it, I've spoken about it too much. And something I did a lot was that, oh, I should be healed by now. It's been a year. It's been a year and I'm still talking about it. It's been a year and it still eats me up inside. It's been a year and I'm still hurting. There's no specific timeline as to when you're supposed to be healed, when you're supposed to feel better, when you're supposed to be moving on or entering a new relationship. There's no timeline. There really is none. All you can do is take it day by day and realise that with time it does get better. It does get easier, and it will feel lighter in time. That's the number one thing. Focus on yourself. Give yourself a little glow up. It'll be part of your breakup process anyway. You're going to be like, you know what? His loss. His loss, her loss, whatever. I'm here. I'm going to look cute as hell. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to go out and thrive, which I would have done alongside him anyway, but he chose to dump me, so bye, on to the next, let's go. And by on to the next, I mean on to the next best thing, which doesn't have to be another person. It means new opportunities, new things to see, places to go, and a new version of you. On to the next. Peace out. That's all I have to say today. Subscribe to my channel if you want to follow me. I'm just making random videos, literally now applying what I do on TikTok to YouTube, because YouTube I've been taking so, like, I've been just so rigid with it, and it's like, no, just be more free flowing, just talk about things that come to mind, have conversations with people, because, well, just because really. So peace out, thanks for watching, see you in my next one.